this is just a short video. I started on my Lyft platform with my 2017 Prius Touring way back May of 2022, and it's currently at this real time, January 19, 2024. So I've been driving for Lyft about a year and a half. I picked up over 2,153. We call our customers riders. I remember the very first ride. Now, to put this in perspective, I've been driving here in Denver the second time around, about a year and a half, but I drove a truck, which I'm going to talk about also in this video, multiple trucks, in fact, for that matter, 1 million miles over the course of 13 years, 3 years with CRST and almost 10 years with Knight Transportation. So I'm going on now to what I would consider my third chapter of driving under the umbrella of driving to Tokyo. And you can see I'm a platinum level right now. And I still have about 11 more days till the end of the month. Just some real quick information related to Lyft. My Lyft 24-hour business cycle runs from 5 a.m. in the morning till 5 a.m. the next day. And my weeks run from 5 a.m. till 5 a.m. on Monday, 5 a.m. Monday to 5 a.m. on Monday. So what that means, if I want to make $100 a day, I just have to earn $100 between 5 a.m. and 5 a.m. If I want to make $150, for example, I can go out at 5 in the morning, work 4 hours, make $100, take a break, make another $50, make $150. The potential, although I haven't done this, is up to $300 a day. $200 a day would be $6,000 a month. $300 a day would be $9,000. But $100 a day is about $3,000 a month, just working very part-time, about 4 or 5 hours a day. When I accept a ride, I get GPS coordinates. It tells me how far my rider is and directions, and they will see this. This is what they see. This is what the passenger will see. Picture of me from Mount Fuji in Japan when I was clean shaven, and then my 2017 Prius Touring.
What's the name of this coffee shop?
Komeda Coffee.
And you said this kind of a local chain.
Yeah, local chain.
Takako also has a newer car that she was in a different car last time I saw her in the springtime. This is a nice new hybrid Toyota. It's really nice. And her son that is with us is a year older. He's more like 2 years, 4 months old. It's a beautiful day too. When Takako picked me up at the train station a year ago, I have it on YouTube. It was raining the day she picked me up, and it rained for almost 3 weeks, at least 2 weeks. It was a long time. It rained every single day, but the weather's been nice this time. So it was about a year ago I was here. Oh, there's a Starbucks? Oh yeah, there's a Starbucks. There's Starbucks everywhere, by the way. Starbucks right there. We're all over the place here.
This is also very, very old shopping street.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah.
It's famous in Nagoya.
Oh, okay. I'm going to have to do some wandering around while I'm here. Well, now that I got that place where the hot water works, it's really not a bad place to come for a few days. I wouldn't want to rent it for a whole month. It's too expensive. But just a few days is fine. So
You're on camera.
How are you?
This is Lou. She's one of my favorite people here at the St. Mark's Coffee Shop. I'm gonna put her in my next afternoon video. She's kind of camera shy though.
A little.
But can you see on camera that you would like to watch one of my videos?
I would love to watch one of your videos.
And you may even learn how to do it.
Yeah, I want to. I want to watch this one.
Okay, I'm gonna make one just for you because you're such a sweetheart. I just took one of Adam too.
What
gonna
did he
go.
say?
He just said I told him he was a multimillionaire and he inherited this place and he's actually just working here for the hell of it.
Just for fun.
No, I'll make a video. You could do your thing. I'm at St. Mark's Coffee Shop here in downtown Denver, 20 blocks from downtown, and these are one of my famous dudes.
How many gallons?
Gals too, yeah.
Veggie panini.
That's one of my favorite things. I had a turkey Swiss,
Extra toasted.
extra toasted, extra crunchy.
With mustard.
These guys are rookies, but they've really caught on really fast, right?
I'm the rookie.
You're the rookie.
Yeah.
She was born here.
Yeah.
I was.
She was a little girl when this was. No, she's the daughter of the owners of the St. Mark's, so she doesn't have an ego trip. She still smiles and treats me really well too. Anyway, I'm gonna make them a movie today, and they're you know, it takes a special kind of person willing to go behind the camera and let me make a movie and be on the movie. So I appreciate them. Anyway, I'll let you go. I'm gonna make a movie for you. Then we still have to get together. Off duty. I would love to just make one in front of you because that makes it more fun because I can just pick things
to
up
see it done.
and show you what we're doing. In fact, we can make a movie together. I'll just sit there and make a movie with you.
You show us a movie.
Yeah, we can interview, you know, and do all that. Anyway, I'm gonna go back and make my movie. Do you guys like working here?
Love it.
You're always smiling.
Yeah. That's easy.
Yeah, I've done harder things, right?
There's way harder jobs.
And the people
Yeah.
here are pretty cool.
Yeah.
Everyone's
The customers are chill.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, so.
Yeah.
And I'm okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. You make our day, Dylan.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do, dog.
Anyway, I'm gonna make the video, but I just wanted to start my video out with
You'll
it.
have to show me the one that you said one.
That's just a little trailer.
Okay.
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 So I'm gonna sign off. This is Adam and Lou at the St. Mark's Coffee Shop. You know, this morning I was at Starbucks. I have to admit, 5 o'clock. You know what I said? This is Adam and Lou at Starbucks. I was like, oh my God. I've got to explain that because I was there at 5 o'clock this morning. I said, I totally blew it. No wonder I don't do commercials. This is Adam and Lou at Starbucks. Oh my God, they're not at Starbucks, they're at St. Mark's Coffee Shop. Now I had to do a second take. It's funny, huh?
That is funny.
Anyway, I'm going to
And
sign
you're
off.
honest.
You'll forgive me, right?
Yeah, just
Okay.
one time.
Yeah, one time.
One time.
Okay.
ray of sun came shining through for me, and I do all that I could be. Oh, what a revelation to see. Hey, girl, someone was saying I love you to me. In a million chance of a lifetime in life, show compassion and send to me a stroke of love by you. 1 in a million, you baby. Thank you, brother.
I love you, brother.
It's the halftime, dude. Everyone singing in the stadium.
Yeah.
And the Niners, Cardinals game in Mexico. Supérame, porque ya te olvidé.
siento tan feliz sin ti. Deberías hacerlo tú también. Esta historia se borró y no pienses escribirla otra vez. Y ya, supérame y deja hablar mal de mí. Tienes que saber perder.
I mean, no,
Igualito que sabes mentir, ya cambié de corazón y tú no vuelves a entrar aquí. Ya supérame, que no te arda estar sin mí.
Yeah! Hi.
Oh my God, you're flattering me.
Yeah. Okay, take care, okay?
All right,
Have a
see
wonderful
you
day.
guys later.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. See you later.
Bye-bye.
Have a good day and feel at home, all right?
Do you mind if I share this with my friends?
I don't mind at
Okay,
all.
okay, cool. Bye-bye.
later,
See you.
bye-bye.
See you. Bye-bye.
All right,
Have fun.
bye-bye.
Okay,
Bye.
bye-bye.
Have a good day.
You too.
Work the breaker one now. And took the truck in the sweet 16 wheel. Back on the road again. On the road again. Just can't wait to get on the road again. What I love is watching b-ball with my friends. I can't wait to get on the road again. On the road again. Can't wait to get on the road again. What I love is watching b-ball with my friends. I can't wait to get on the road again.
It could be better. It's time to shake things up. With the Capital One Venture Card, you get double miles on everything you buy, not just airline purchases. Seriously, think of all the things you buy. Great. Is this why you asked me to coffee? Well, yeah, but also to catch up. What's in your wallet?
Here's what I do, Billy, is I'll take stuff like the photo of my dad and mom in the car, and I'll blend it with this.
Yeah.
And that's why I call it video collage. I take multiple things and blend them together so it kind of...
Yeah, because I even got one I made for me of them up on there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, them in the truck. That one's back when I was 50. But that's...
Oh, there we go, Bob and Jerry. Wow,
Yeah.
that's cool. Do you know when I saw this for the first time, I thought they had bought this because it.
She says, Billy, we've had more fun putting that on our Facebook, and the grandkids are saying WTF, Grandma. You know, like what the fuck?
And because this was in front of the Arizona City House.
Yeah.
And you know, and my mom and
You
dad.
never put nothing past them. You never know if they did buy
Yeah,
something.
no, seriously. So I honestly thought that they had bought this, and then it was cool. I do remember the time you actually pulled up with this.
Oh, yeah.
And boy, that's something else. You'll never get rid of this. Huh?
No, they probably have to bury me on it. I built that back in '98 for $125. I bought it for, and probably don't even have 10,000 in it. So.
Wow. You bought this in its original condition for $125. Before I came back to Colorado, some backstory. I
actually grew up in San Diego, California from age 7 to 37, or about 30 years of my life. Left home at age 19, and all through my early 20s to about 37, I lived in North County Coastal in San Diego, a surfer beach town. In fact, I could probably cut to a cool little, about 2-minute video I did, because what happened is when I left trucking November 5, 2021, what happened is my mother and father decided to sell this 3-bedroom, 2-bath house that I came home to basically 4 days out of the month, because I drove a truck 13 years or 1 million miles. And this is, well, dude, why don't you just stick to one point? I know, I am kind of jumping around all over, dude. I understand, because I'm trying to cover like 70 years of my life, dude. I know, but you seem to be jumping all over the place. The listeners now, audience is probably gonna be all confused about what we're talking about, where we're going. Okay, dude, I get it. But this is my 3-bedroom, 2-bath house. When I say my parents paid $47,000 cash for this as an investment when I was on the open highway and driving my truck, and I was going home to Big Bear City, California, and some friends of theirs, Jerry and Shirley, said, there's a house in Arizona you should take a look at. This is an hour outside of Phoenix. So you have to understand, my mom and dad were in their 80s. They're retired, but my dad's been retired for 40 years. They drove out and saw this exact house. They paid $47,000 cash for it. And then they told me they got me a house.
And then the next day it's 10:22, and next day 7. Just so you know what I do, I go to Roadview and I write down all the hours for the next several days, like 8 days, so I know exactly what we're looking at. So when I get a load, I can tell you whether we're good on it. But all the recap hours are relatively pretty good.
Yeah, the only one that I'm seeing pickups on is I'd say tonight, tomorrow, the day after. So that would be Saturday, Sunday. The only one that I'm seeing issues with is next Monday.
618, the 618 one?
Yeah, that one's a little short. So
yeah.
If you're able to get a little bit of extra time where you can kind of play with your hours and maybe try and even it out a little bit across the board, I think would be pretty good to keep on rolling.
Yeah. I like keeping. Well, man, you're really catching on to this thing coming from retail. Are you kind of amazed that you're catching on to all this stuff?
I've always been kind of a fast learner, so I mean, the more hands-on experience I have, the more input from drivers that have been around the block and know how to run their block and stuff like that. I've been learning a lot.
Yeah, you learn from drivers. That's what I'm trying to, not to be a know-it-all, but I'm just trying to pass on like the driver's point of view, so it's like a game. I tell my friends that's like a Monopoly game, and you just kind of have to know the rules and how it works, and you have to keep playing the game, and then at a point you kind of understand. And in fact, I just did a video. I'm starting to do training videos on my channel, like real corporate type of training videos. And one of the things I talked about is that, and I can even send you one, see what you think of it. But what I was talking about is, you can teach students how to back up, how to feel, stuff that's fixed, that you're going to do with your job. But the thing you have to learn on the fly is logbook and your hours, because it's always going to be constantly changing. You can't.
It's always case by case basis.
Yeah, exactly, and it's in the moment. You can kind of tell them some guidelines, and some things that I do, and this and this and that, but they have to learn that themselves. So it's probably the same boat for you too.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're trying to manage a bunch of drivers on top of it, man. How many drivers do you have now?
Up to 33.
33?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's a lot for a new person.
Yeah, so if I don't get back to you right away, so I do apologize.
Oh, no. I was only joking around. I can manage myself, and I'm usually not going to contact you. But no, man, gosh. Now, how many are new people?
So none of them are. only for the fact because all the new people up until they're ready to pretty much be on their own, they are on Jacob's board. So Jacob runs the trainer, trainee, and squires. So once they're done with I think it's 100,000 miles as a squire, that's when they're considered, not a new person anymore. And then that's when they get distributed to other DMs.
Okay, and then is it true that, because I've noticed the new DMs, they try to give you experienced people so that it's not as hard for you because the guys manage themselves. Okay, I have this mounted hands-free on my windshield. It's a heavy phone, so sometimes it actually falls, but I'm in the mountains still, going on I-70, approximately 40 minutes from my loft. I'm gonna make a video for sure by the end of the day, but most likely I'm gonna go to my loft, unload everything in my car because I can't go out driving. I've got my car loaded with my massage table and things from my parents' garage. I was just in my parents' house in Arizona City. I left Saturday, drove up there Saturday, arrived Sunday, stayed from Sunday till Monday afternoon, about 24 hours, basically overnight. But I had a really nice visit. I couldn't stay longer as much as I'd like to because my situation now is quite a bit different. When I was driving a truck, there was a point I put my foot down, I saved $37,000. My car was paid for, all my credit cards are paid off. I didn't have any rent or mortgage. And I wasn't that I was making a lot of money, but I didn't have that much in the way of expenses, primarily just my cell phone and whatever I spent on the road. Now, because I have my loft, I have parking, I have commercial insurance all the way down the line, plus I have a little bit of credit card debt. Not so much that I can't just put my foot down and pay off the credit cards. But the point is, I was going to work Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, and actually go see my dad or my folks today. But my friend Sophia Rashkin, who I haven't heard from in a long time, called me on Saturday, and I told her, well, we hadn't talked in a long, long time, so she said, I would like to catch up and find out what's going on. I mentioned this in another video, but I just thought I'd mention it again driving home. I told her first, not that this was the important thing, I told her on my dad's birthday, which was the 90th birthday, April 24th, I wasn't there, but there was a huge online event called the Art of Living. The Art of Living with Matthew McConaughey. It wasn't on TV, it wasn't like a movie. It was, I saw a short little video that I'm going to play because it's only 40 seconds long. I saw the same exact video that I'm going to show you, and it piqued my curiosity. It was free. It was on my dad's birthday, and since I worked my own hours and stuff, and it was 6 hours long, I decided to watch it. I didn't really know anything about Greenlight or Matthew or what he was doing. Of course, I've heard of Anthony Robbins. I did not really know that much about Dean, but I watched it. Right off the bat, before I even went on the event, I upped my status to VIP for only $47. And to tell you the truth, that particular day, I was kind of sad. I was kind of in a funk because I wasn't with my dad on his birthday. But I thought it was kind of funny that there was a negative that I wasn't with my dad, and he wanted just to make it to 90, and I wasn't there. But the positive is I was able to be at home and watch this event, right? I got so much out of it. There was 2 million people on it. It was Matthew's first event. I've watched Matthew's opening talk several times, even though I know exactly what he's going to say and how he's going to say it. And I watched now a number of videos here's the takeaway. Here's the bottom line. It may not be the same for you. For me, it was total alignment with my Driving to Tokyo channel as far as some of the philosophy I live by and some of the ways I look at life. I completely related to it, to the point I went all in. All in means, I think it was $700, okay? I put on my credit card. Now, I knew exactly what they were doing, so I'll give you a short summary, and then I'm going to turn this off because it's already been 4 minutes. Because I was in Empower, because I was Jack Canfield sound man, self-esteem seminars, because I did the Inside Edge and all my experience. I'm not saying this to brag, I'm just saying I had experience with events, and putting on events, and setting up the sound, and being around speakers, and all of that, and the methodologies. I studied that with Empower Network. First thing, you offer it for free. Now, I'm assuming, I don't know for sure because I haven't talked to Matthew or Dean about this or Anthony, but I'm going to play this and it's worth watching. Dean talks about the fact that they had Matthew speak at one of their events where they had 2 million people. Now, Dean said he's been doing this 27 years and Tony's been doing this 47 years. This is just my assumption. There was 2 million people there for a combination. It was free, but also some people that had already seen Matthew speak at maybe one of Anthony's events and wanted to attend this because they already knew what to expect. And plus it was free. I knew about Anthony. So the bottom line is, I'm 69 going on 70, and I'm still trying to get on the other side of getting fired, losing my house, losing my van, sleeping in my car in Encinitas. Although I'll talk more about that. That really wasn't that bad because I had $700 a month coming in. I had no rent, no car payments, and I was walking on the beach. I had an awesome time. I had a chance to recharge my batteries. That wasn't bad at all. In fact, it was awesome. But I did sleep in my car the first 4 months here, and that still wasn't bad because it was summer. I had custom, in the same exact vehicle, I had WeatherTech shades. I just had to sleep from 10 till 4:30 in the morning. I went to Starbucks every morning. I went to St. Mark's Coffee. I was very similar to what I did in Encinitas, but I didn't have my loft. I didn't have my lift platform. I was more or less, to all intents and purposes, one step above the people that are sleeping in there, or 10 people that are homeless, except I had the advantage of having my car, obviously, and then I had $700 a month coming in. But that was my starting point about a year ago. Now, I'm already feeling, and there's, and so I told Sophia about this, but the important part that I told her about that is more important than anything right now, including the day, Matthew's event and all that, is my dad called me a week ago and told me he was dying. And my mom wrote a text, said, Dad's dying. That was like a week ago. I immediately booked a flight. And I'll talk more about this when I get back to my loft because I'm driving right now. But I just drove out to spend 24 hours with my dad and mom and had an awesome visit. They're very happy I came. They understood, because of my circumstances and the way my lifestyle is, as much as I wanted to just hang out for a few weeks or a week or 5 days, I couldn't. I just had to come in, spend time with them. I took a bunch of photos. I made the best. I had the best time for my visit there. I picked up my massage table, all my stuff, connected with my dad. I had a chance to talk to my mom about the whole situation in person, not over the phone. And they really appreciate. My dad was really happy I came because he knew he's dying. He could die any day. But then again, we've talked about, he's on oxygen, his heart's operating at 20%, he's having to take morphine, he's hanging in there, he's watching TV, he has good days, bad days, and he could live another 6 months, or he could die tonight. But the point is, I got to see him, and I told him that, you know, I'm probably not going to be here when you die, most likely. Now, I do have the possibility of jumping on a plane and being there in 2 hours, if it comes down to that. If my mom contacted me and said that this definitely looks like he's going to pass, like tonight or tomorrow, I could do that. So that's going on. That's, you could say that's a negative. But the truth is, my dad's 90. He just wanted to make it to 90. And I'll talk more about how I feel about it when I get back to my lawn. So I'm gonna sign off. Here's one thing I miss about driving 13 years over the road, almost a decade by myself. These are two friends of mine, Brian Couch and Sandy. They fell in love. And this is in my Kenworth T680. This is the last truck I drove in my 1 million mile career. Kenworth T680 102963. This is a picture of me when I was doing dedicated. I went to Japan 5 times, every fall and every spring, starting October 2017. And my last time I went to Japan, I was there from October 2019 to December 18, 2019. And I went back to work for Knight Transportation, the largest carrier in North America. They had 49,000 trucks. I made them $1 million. I was a senior driver. And this is my Kenworth T680. And this is a video I have on my channel of them sitting in my truck when I visited with them in San Antonio, Texas. Texas with my dear friends, Brian and Sandy, and it's a real treat. They're in my truck, and Brian, I just gave Brian a little mini trucking lesson, so he's going to talk about it.
I learned a couple of things. So we put the kind of like a jack, the legs down. What are they called, Doug?
Landing gear.
The landing gear. We brought down the landing gear because he's a land pilot. So yeah, lifted that up, went forward a little bit, backed up, and reconnected to the trailer back there, and then went into the back and raised the landing gear all the way up. Took some of these brakes off here, both of them, and went forward. Got to feel what it was like to drive with the actual trailer behind me. Now it's not loaded, so it feels way different when it's full of, you know, thousands of pounds of stuff. But yeah, got to get a little idea for what it is. It's pretty cool. He's got these buttons that do a lot of the work for him, so he doesn't have to manually move it around, and all kinds of lights. It's very self-sufficient, very roomy, plenty of space. I mean, that might be like, what, an 8-foot tall ceiling?
Well, I'm 6'3", so
yeah, maybe 8.5, something like that. Plenty of room.
The trailer's 13.6, so it's pretty tall.
Yeah, very tall.
So I appreciate. I just wanted to give Brian an experience of actually doing a little something.
Well, thank you so much for that, Doug. That was fun. That was cool.
So there.
For the most part, I mean, it's been pretty easy for me in terms of that, with, you know, the luck of the drivers that I get. So, I mean, there's a couple wrenches that were thrown in there, so in that way I do understand how to handle some other things, rather than, you know, just planning a load and then committing it and then just going from there. Like I have 2 guys that are almost like how you were before the Winco dedicated. But they're strictly SoCal turns, and they're Monday through Friday, so I have to, you know, manage their time and figure out what works best to keep them productive, and then get them home on Fridays, and then they're flat daily pay, and so it's, you know, a bunch of different stuff thrown in there.
Yeah, I like being over the road. I feel I'm real comfortable doing this again. Once I'm back in the groove, I'm fine. You know.
Yeah.
I felt like
a lot better mentally.
Yeah.
stuck in the traffic all the time.
Well, you're stuck in the traffic, and then Winco, they were constantly canceling their loads, and this would change, and that would change, and then I didn't know whether I'm going to load back to Phoenix, and I just like in fact, you've done this load that you got me 2 Phoenix to Washington loads, you know, which is awesome. You know, and I was even on recap. I was even making a video and say, well, I've got only recap hours. I'm probably not going to be able to go very far. And then when I got this and I figured out the hours, and I thought I could actually go all the way up here with the recap hours, I was like, wow, that's majorly cool.
Yeah.
So anyway, so I probably shouldn't keep you, but we're in good shape, and don't feel any pressure as far as getting me a load. You know, if you got one, great. You know, if you find out today, great. We'll just do what we have to do with what we have.
Alright, well, if you want, what I could do after this, I can see if there's something down to SoCal, then after that, we could jump over to Colorado and that.
Oh yeah, wait, man, your music to my ears. Yo, yeah, it's a real treat if I can go there and even do an overnight or my home time. I'm even open to doing a home time out there. A couple days, get Airbnb for a couple days. Because it's a real treat for me, because I have a ton of memories there. And then with my movies, I can shoot movies there on location. You know.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you can figure something out like that, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I'll see what I can get figured out for you. See what works with your recaps and get you over there, and we'll do 30 for 2 days or something like that, and we'll hit the road from there.
Okay, sounds good, brother. Well, I appreciate your time. Lyft strategy. I've been doing Lyft for about, well, I can show you my stats. Picked up over 2,100 riders. Been doing it about a year and 6 months. I'm on I-70. We just had some really cold weather. I'm headed west towards downtown where I live. It's now about 51 degrees Fahrenheit, which is would be considered a beautiful sunny day here. This is Matthew, Dean, and the rest of the gang that I'm a part of. Matthew's The Art of Living event was on the same exact day as my dad's 90th birthday, April 24th, 2023, and I was not here in my folks' house or Arizona City. I was actually in Denver, Colorado at my Mercantile Square loft. And
road trips, and I've learned just about anywhere else in life. It's like a classroom, it's like an office. It's a place where my memory catches up with me. It's a place where I get far enough away from my past that I'm not worried about it, and something about that makes me not even worry about my damn future, and I can be present, and then all of a sudden my past and the future all makes hell more sense.
I've been driving a Lincoln since long before anybody paid me to drive one. I didn't do it to be cool. I didn't do it to make a statement. I just liked it. There we go.
Looks at it. No, it's yours. Don't try to write good, especially in your journal. Don't try to be a good writer. Write how you feel. Yeah, misspell, cuss, damn yourself, damn somebody. Go for it. Go ahead. Be real judge and jury in your journal. And when you come out, you may go, gosh, dang, well, that's not how I feel anymore. I'm a much more of an evolved thinker now than I was then. Well, good, bravo. A lot of that has to do because you express yourself.
And then you got to be the
rawly
witness.
right
and you
there.
got to be the witness of what you express.
Yes, and so there are many things in the book that I looked at that I was like, well, I'm not going to put that in there because it's going to turn so many people off, or they're not going to get the point. So can I edit that in a way that is more people can understand, but it's still true to how I felt and what I believe in? So I did do some editing, and there's some Look, there's some stories at the beginning of, I give these little quips as I open up Green Lights to set the table with things that I've been through. And I talk about a molestation. I talk about being blackmailed and having sex for the first time. Now, look, I'm very aware that I intentionally did not give a bunch of details on those things, okay? Why? For the sole purpose that I know that in my position, putting out a book, that was going to become a headline. It's not what the book's about. So I said, for me in my life, no, I'm not going to go into details of that in the book because that'll be put in bold print. And if I have a 30-minute conversation, someone's going to want to talk about that for 10 minutes. And that's not even a third of the book.
Right.
So I was conscious of that in writing the book. But there are many things that I was like, no, risk reward, that's going to get in the way of a more important message, a more important truth that I hopefully is exposed and people can get from the book. So, yeah, there were a few of those.
I got a question for you. It might stray a little bit, but so many of our members have been with us for years, are in the business of taking their life, their journaling, their experience, their skill, their hobby, their passion, and turning it into a book, a course, a workshop, a mastermind. And that evolution that you went through, you turned journaling into something that impacted people's lives. And I know one time you said to me, so I got two questions. One's kind of just personal. One is, in that journey of kind of turning your personal stuff, I'll just ask one question at a time. You turned your personal stuff, found your patterns, you modeled, wow, if I follow that habit, it led to good shit. If I did this, it led to bad shit. And you made this entertaining book, you made an entertaining course. It's why both are on fire and why you're impacting people. But was there a part in the middle, this is off from journaling for a minute, where you're like, these are my stuff. Is it really going to help people?
About what they want to improve and do, but they don't do anything. Dean and I were just talking about the possibility of what would be like if we gave you an opportunity to come backstage. Even though it's a virtual program, I'm talking about backstage where you can work with us directly, ask us questions, see what we're doing, understand directly as opposed to just being part of the Facebook group or the YouTube group. So Dean, you want to share with them?
I sure would, Tone. Hey everybody, Dean Graziosi. And first off, you made an amazing decision for reserving your spot. We are going to challenge you. We are going to push you to tap into the man or the woman you were meant to be. No more sitting on the sidelines. And this year, oh my God, it's going to be off the charts. So put it in your calendar, write it on the back of your hand if you need to. And for those of you like Tony and I that like to go all in, to totally immerse yourself, we've created the VIP All Access Pass. Let me take 30 seconds and share it with you because you're not going to want to miss it. It is the best one we've ever created at the lowest price ever. First off, instead of being on YouTube or Facebook, and you're already in, but if you want to upgrade to a private Zoom room, you get that. That's worth what we're charging you below. Number two, each day when the event's over, we do an extra hour of coaching and interaction and Q&A. You get access to that. That's worth the price below. Just those two things. Number three, you get to keep this training for life. You'll realize by day one, this training alone should be $1,000. You get to keep it for life by upgrading to VIP. Number four, to stay on track, we created this interactive Own Your Future journal. This interactive journal that you can follow along the way and then keep it for life. And number four, I want to give you a jumpstart training to maximize your experience at the challenge. You'll have instant access to that training that you should be watching in like a couple minutes from right now. In previous years, we charged $197 for this exact VIP and we sold out. This year, you could upgrade right now for $47. Yes, $47. Each of those should be worth $47 each. And remember, there's only 1,000 people allowed in each Zoom room, so space is limited. So upgrade below either way. Watch Mr. Tony Robbins take us home. Click one of the links below, and we'll see you on the next page.
And finally, I think if you've been around us enough with Dean and I, you know that we're driven to make a difference, not only for you, but for the people that aren't watching this, that need our help. So today, when you do this, not only will you have access, not only have the direct Q&A, not only will you have the ability to have 5 days of training you go back to and hang on to and use whenever you want, but we're also going to add 25 meals to Feeding America in your name. So don't delay. If this is something you're interested in, click down below and join us for VIP. If not, go to the next page and we got all the details for you. But I hope you'll join us for VIP. Make a deeper difference for yourself, take massive action, and make a difference for others as well. Click below and join us. We can't wait to serve you.
Was there a part where you're like, is it going to land?
Yes, 100%. Look, the fact that we are honest does not mean it's art.
Right. There we go. Drop the mic on that one.
Self-expression does not mean it's art. If that was true, all of our 13-year-old diaries would be as good as Shakespeare. They're not. So there was a lot of stuff that I was like, this is very subjective. And I overcompensated. And what I mean by that is, I said, oh, this is only personal to me. I need to go macro and speak for humanity where they can understand it. And then when I say I overcompensated, I did it to the extent in some first passes of the book where it became not personal enough.
Right.
It became not subjective enough.
And people couldn't see themselves through your eyes, or vice versa.
Yeah. So I had to find that middle ground. And I always talk about this with writing. It was one of my favorite things about going through the book. What person are you writing in? There's the first person I, second person you, third person we.
Listen to this. This is good.
The I is subjective. All right, we all own it. People can say what they want about it, but they really can't judge it because it's ours. Yep. They can't go, no, you didn't feel that way. No, yes, I did. It's not for you to say. All right? But the I can sometimes only be for us and no one else can see it. Then there's the you. Well, you should do this, or you feel this way.
You should journal.
Now you're getting advice. Nobody likes advice. We don't like to be told what to do. Quit talking at me.
Yeah.
Then there's the we, the royal we, which is the honey hole if we can get there, honestly. Humanity.
You should be journaling.
Experience we're all going through.
That's a big bull. I think that's old Cyrus. 1,800 pounds and do whatever the heck I want. I can respect that. Take a long way. Thank you, Cyrus.
Road trips are so good for us in the head and the heart and the spirit. And I'm ready to take one. Again, how about you? You want to take a road trip? I'll take my road trip. You take your road trip. And if you can't take a little road trip right now, what about a road trip you've taken?
Sad for me. Why? I don't even know how long this has been. But this is Dean, who I've grown to love, even though I haven't been with him. He's Tony Robbins' partner. This is a little bit of a clip when he's in his Phoenix Mastermind headquarters. Now, for me, because it's me, it means something to me. Why? Well, I was based with Night Transportation for almost a decade. Movies 24 hours a day because I have this iMovie iPhone that's 1 terabyte storage, and it doesn't even feel cold. I went down to Starbucks this morning, my hands were so freezing, but tonight, actually this afternoon, I have some platinum bonuses coming in. So let me talk about my reality. Let me talk to you about my reality. First of all, let's talk about reality. Bro, I like to say hello to you. I'm talking to myself on camera. You know, I always say on camera, homeless people talk to themselves, no camera. I talk to myself on camera. Are you still making videos? And you have your day job? How's that going?
Very good.
Do you send them back home where you live, where you used to live?
Yeah, just put them online and then they watch on YouTube.
And then your friends and family watch them? So no matter if you don't make any money, it still gives you some degree of fulfillment, right? You get to see your life here in Denver. Where are your friends and family?
In Kenya.
Kenya and Africa. See, we Americans are naive. I don't know Africa. And do you speak English and another language? What's the other language? Wow. Now, how's your family and friends feeling about you living here?
Not much difference, not the same.
Yeah, because the internet does change things, right? Because you can be here as a security guard. I'm talking to one of my bros here. I'm talking to my camera, but I'm not really talking to anyone because this is just a photo. Anyway, brother, I appreciate you. You might not know it, but you're a part of my life because I walk through here every day. And I'm the one that told you about iMovie. Now, don't you think iMovie's cool? Yeah. Take care, brother. So anyway, and I appreciate you. Now, let me ask you one question. Are you looking forward to spring, summer, and fall when it's like warmer?
No, I prefer Denver.
You like Denver? You like the cold?
We're used to it.
You got used to it. What? It wasn't cold back home, right? It is too? Kenya's cold? See, I'm so naive. So it snows there?
It doesn't snow, but when it's cold like this, it's same.
So you like the cold? Wow. Awesome. Take care, brother. So I learned something about Kenya, Africa through my... Now here's, you just listen to this conversation live. See, I was walking to Whole Foods one day and he was a security guard. And I was talking to myself on my camera like now. I said, dude, this might seem funny, but I have a channel called Driving to Tokyo. And I do everything on iMovie. And I talked for about 3 minutes. And I told him about iMovie. So I download iMovie. You could do all kinds of stuff. And so he has a YouTube channel too. See, here's the deal. Can I be real to you? It's not all about, well, are you a big mega star? Or do you have, like, how much money do you make? You know, my Lyft customers, whenever I tell them, not everyone, but whenever I tell them I have a YouTube channel, what are the couple questions they always ask? Number one, number one, how many subscribers do you have? Okay, number two, do you make any money? Number three, how many views do you have? So it always comes down to the bottom line, you know. And here's what I want to tell you. As I'm walking and talking to myself on camera on the way to Whole Foods on a beautiful sunny day, I'm not cold, my hands aren't cold, it's not just about money. It's not whether you're Matthew McConaughey or Tony Robbins or Dean Graziosi. See, the thing I love about those three dudes, they're in partnership, and the vibe I get from them, you may not get the same vibe. It's okay. But the vibe I get is, I told Allie, I believe, hopefully I'm not mispronouncing her name, my new friend that lives in 400 across from 406 where I live. I said, do you know Dean charges $250,000 a day? And he doesn't charge that because he has to, because there's like owners of big corporations that ask him, if we spend a day with you to get consulting, how much is it going to cost? 250 grand. Now let me tell you something right now. I'm not charging you $250,000 a day, but what I can do is share with you stuff I'm learning from a dude that is charging $250,000 a day. Now let me ask you this one simple question. There's no right or wrong, as I'm almost Whole Foods, a beautiful sunny day, 12 days before the end of the month. I don't know if Chuck, I'm trying to think. I think Chuck might be off duty, but we have, let me turn the camera around and show you my video. I'm just setting up this driving to Tokyo video on January 15th, 2024 from my Mercantile Square lot.
Context for those that just jumped on with us or have been with us. And if you remember, who was a part of A Time to Thrive, or a part of McConaughey's Art of Living event? Raise your hand if you're a part of the Art of Living. About half the people here. So half of you already know the story, but I'll make it real quick. I read Green Lights, and I got done. I was like, damn. Who read Green Lights? Raise their hand, right? Alexis, good to see you. Who got done reading Green Lights or listened to it like I did, and then you were like, damn, I wish it wasn't over? I remember getting done with Green Lights saying, I want more McConaughey, right? And I called Tony, my partner and dear friend. I'm like, let's do something with this guy. I'm going to try to reach out. And luckily, through a friend of a friend, we got with McConaughey. We had some great conversations, and we talked him into extracting that knowledge and created a course that's Road Trip. So many of you, the majority of you on here are part of Road Trip. McConaughey's watching right now. If you liked Road Trip, you could let him know in the chat, because I want to tell you, it was such an incredible journey getting to know the guy, watch his work ethic, and learn from him. We sat in the other room for one time about 5 days straight, another 3 days straight. We got to learn and grow together. And it was a magical journey. And what I'm hoping today I want to ask some personal stuff. Like maybe how does he set his New Year's up for a win and a couple other things. But then talk about this journey. And I want you to write this down before we start. This is the journey of life. At least this is what Tony and I believe. And if you're a part of this family, I believe you are the same. We must have intellectual curiosity. Isn't that true? We must always wanting to learn from someone who's already been there so we can follow the path. But I think this is the journey. I think we get to live it. Like that's life. Like we live life, right? And some people stop there. Some people, after they live it, they learn from it. People who journal, people who reflect, people who look back on their past, go, wow, it didn't work so much. That's why the relationship didn't go so good, or the business didn't get off. I learned from that. Or, oh my God, doing that one thing over and over again got me the success I have. They learn from patterns, right? Our own patterns. So some people just live it, and then other people, which I would bet every single person here, you wouldn't be on with somebody like me or Tony or McConaughey. You're not here just because you live it. You're also modeling patterns. Hey, when I do this, my wife's on fire. I'm going to do more of that. When I do this in my marketing, more people get a yes. I love that. Oh, when I do this, it didn't work. I got to stop or adjust. But I believe, and if you know Tony and I's philosophy, there's the third one that all of you are here for, what McConaughey evolved to. After you live it, and then you learn from it, and you have patterns, the third one is you teach it. You share it. Right? You share it. Don't we all want to share with our kids the stuff that went wrong and went right? Right? I see Clint Myers, right? That's like, and isn't that when we get better at stuff? Hey, somebody shared this with me a long time ago. That if you ever want someone to step up, it's like talking to somebody about something, and if you just go, oh, by the way, I'm going to record this, and you put down your phone. Do you ever do that to somebody? Like, oh, wait a minute. They readjust, they rethink, they speak more articulate, right? That's just recording it. But when you document your patterns, when you share what worked and what different and you teach it, you get better. It's cathartic in some ways, and you get to transform other lives. And that's exactly what Matthew did with Green Lights, and then the work, effort, and energy he put in Road Trip. I think it's one of the greatest courses that's ever been created. I believe that. I will always believe that. Here's some cool stats. You ready for this before we bring on our guest here? And I think it'd be cool for Matthew to hear this too. 10.9 million views so far with the content we created with Matthew. 10.9 million views. Almost 987,000 hours consumed. 987,000 hours consumed. We have over 10,000 people still with us monthly, every month learning and growing. It's been an amazing transformation. I'm so glad I read that book. And without further ado, could we please give it up for Mr. Matthew McConaughey? There he is.
Hey, team, everybody.
McConaughey, it's so good to see you, man.
Hey, good to see you. I sit here and I think I said it to you last time, but your introductions, I just started getting comfortable with them. Okay, wow, am I doing? It's compliments, but it's also checks, and you've already reminded me of a couple things right there. And you were just going through that, live it, learn it, then teach it. And I was sitting there like, yeah, the teach it, the share it part. I just last night teaching the kids something, and I noticed, as you just said, when you do that, you start making a sort of a verbal contract with your letter in your verbal, and you got to kind of live up to as well. Or sometimes, as a parent, you talk to somebody and you go, oh, the message I'm giving them, is me the messenger actually living up to that? Oh, well, now that I kind of shared it, I can do a little better. That puts us on cause and purpose. Anyway, thank you you reminded me of that. Thank you.
Oh, good. Well, good to see you, man. I just want to tell you, I had so much fun doing that with you. I know it was completely out of the norm of what you typically do, but everything I said, it's not a story for our members here. Some of them are like family. They've been with us a long time. It truly was. I wanted more after Green Lights. I can't wait for you to do. I hope you do next book, and when you do, this whole family will be behind you in a big way, man. You got tens of thousands of people that will be a huge support. But I have to tell you, I was so grateful that you shared the patterns of life, and that's really how I look at it. Like, your stories were fun as hell. They were entertaining. It made me laugh. Some of them made me think of family members, made me cry. But at the end of the day, you were really just sharing, hey, this worked and this didn't. And then you went even deeper on that in road trips. So I want to talk a little bit about that today. And you're so right when it comes to family. I mean, our older kids are similar age. I got 17 and 15 now. What a time that you got to sharpen up. Like, I'm trying to teach lifelong lessons. My 17-year-old daughter's got her first girlfriend, her first boyfriend, right? Like, she's like, it's serious. They're 8 months in, and I'm trying to give advice. I'm like, if I'm going to give that advice, I better be that man,
Yeah, I'm learning that now. I've got 2 teenagers, and any of y'all parents out there may know this, but I always thought, gotta be a parent first and a friend later. Right? Don't be a friend out of the gate. They need to learn from us. But I just got sort of turned on to this new phase. It's a bridge between going from parent to friend, which is as a man, as a father, I can be a big brother to them in certain ways, and that's different than being a friend or the father, but to play it in that. I never thought of being a big brother also to a teenage, because they're talking about things that it's the stuff that we went through in high school now. The teen, whether it's birds and bees talks and things that are uncomfortable. I better have a real good answer to this question. You know what I mean?
Without a doubt. And it is that I just wrote it down. It's that big brother. And last thing, and I'm talking about teenage kids. Did you ever notice you might have a 20-minute car ride? And you're just having that conversation back and forth. You're dying to get to a certain thing, but if you rush it, you get nothing. If you don't ask the right way, you get. And then all of a sudden, you're 18 minutes in, and something snaps, and they just dump it on you. And I'll be driving, and I'll say to myself, "Wow, all right, I'm in now. Like, I got the trust, I got the true scoop. How do I not blow it by going, oh, well, I'm so glad you told me that?" Or like, it's Big Brother. Like, I literally wrote that down. Like, I'm going to act like the big brother in those moments.
Being in the car, whether it's in a car or on a walk or doing something informal, makes it feel like more of a big brother or friend than a parent to child talk. Yeah. To be doing something when it's not sit down, look me in the eye, let's talk about this. I get nervous. Just like it's child and parent. So yeah, I've been in a couple of those situations where they came up with the big question right when we were about to get home, and I just kept driving.
Yeah, no, you do. You don't stop. Yeah, you can't stop at that point. Go get ice cream or something. Hey, so I put together a couple of questions. I want to talk to you about the creation of the course and how your brain and things like that. But I'd love to start with when you start a new year. This is a great time for us to be. It's the first part of January. People are setting resolutions and goals for the years. For you, and I know a lot of this just from hanging out with you and going through the course, but how do you
at this phase of your life embrace new challenges. You know, one of the big hurdles before you even get to launch a business, start a business, write a book, build a course, do one of those things. The first thing is, man, this is just different. I feel like if I look at my own life when I was 17 and naive and didn't have enough nose under my belt and people didn't, you know, I just would maybe considered the crazy one, the rebel. I just went for it. But I could see at 55, where I am right now, that if I was starting something completely new and didn't have that history, you got so many years of following the same path, and sometimes stepping off that road is tough. You've done so many different things in your life. Do you have a ritual, a thought process, or something that helps you with new challenges?
Well, it's funny. I would say that one of my strengths is risk taking, and I would say that one of the things I need to work on more than anything, taking the right risk. You know, as we get older, through successes and failures, getting what we want and not getting what we want, we start to build a little bit of a nest. We build a past. Our highway starts to gather more lanes behind us, so we cannot be really that 15-year-old that's just like, let's do it. You know, I noticed when we first had children, it was like, what's the main thing I miss? Well, I can't decide tonight that I want to go backpack to Nigeria tomorrow on a one-way ticket and come back in a month. No, I've got dependents. I've got things in my life that I've built that I need to continue to tend to, relational-wise, career-wise. At the same time, I don't want to sit here and revolve and look up and go, hey, let's just maintain. You know, I've heard that in relationships, and I've been told, well, hey, let's do more than just maintain. Let's evolve. Let's have some ascension. Let's build. Let's take some chances together. We do have to maintain. There's certain things that we obviously can't, as we mature, say yes to, because it would sacrifice things we built. So a new opportunity comes for me, or a new idea, or someone brings something up. I have to check in on a few things that I know that are dependent on me first. Go, if I turn my back on those, can I go here? Can I take this adventure? And those will tend to themselves. More and more times I find that actually they'll be okay. Whether it was like a few weeks ago, I went away to the desert and went to go work on what I'm working on for the next book for 3 weeks, unplugged. Well, I had to do a lot of pre-production to get ready to go unplug with the people that work with me, with my family. I had to anticipate a month ahead. What am I going to possibly need to do in this month? Let me handle as much as I can now. Okay, because I'm going to go away and pull the plug, and you will not be able to contact me. I will not be able to contact you. Camilla had the kids. My business people had the business rolling. I got it out. I was so nervous about re-entering. What did I miss? Turned out to be I caught up in like a day. I was like, oh, okay. I didn't miss near as much as I thought.
Yeah.